Welcome back to my podcast, nice start, The Uncommon Professor. What did you think of my new little intro? I like it. Took me like 3 hours to make it. Now, this is growing a little quicker than I thought it would grow. My subscribers are rising pretty quickly. My analytics are good, so thank you if you subscribed. If you haven't, please go ahead and do that. Now, I always tell you a couple things on my podcast. I'm always going to be as honest as I can with you, and I'm going to get right to it. But before I tell you the 5 ways to flunk out of college, I do want to add something that I thought of. I want you to think about December, because you're going to go to college maybe mid-August, maybe in September, and this is a typical state 4-year school. I want you to feel like what that's going to feel like. For old people like me, December is right around the corner. I'm old. I get it. For you, feels like 5 years. However, I want you to think about what that looks like when you get home to wherever you're from. Moosefart, Montana. I don't know where you're from. Who cares? Hackensack, Kankakee, Illinois. I want you to think about what that's like. And here's how I want you to go home. In college, typically, this is a typical model. You take 5 classes per semester. So your first year is 2 semesters. That's 10 classes. I say this all the time. If you go from August, let's say, to May, typical, maybe June, and you take 10 classes, and they're worth 3 hours apiece, that's 30 hours. Times 4 years, 120, 120, you graduate. Yay! But let's talk about the first December. 5 classes. Here's what I want you to do. This is going to make your life so much easier. I contend the most important semester that you're going to have is your first one ever. So in December, I want you to get home having passed all 5 of those classes with a 3-point something GPA. 3-point low, don't care. 2-point high, don't care. I'm not a big chaser of GPA. I'm not. If you want to chase GPA and get that 4.0, good for you. You're probably in the wrong spot anyway. I'm just trying to prepare you for what it looks like. I'm talking to your parents too. You will be so happy in December. So in May, same thing. If you get 30-something hours with a 3-point something GPA, you fucking killed it. That's how good you did in college. You know how few people do that? That's what's going on. So concentrate on that first semester. Now, don't believe me? I've been teaching for 21 years. Live, not online, in giant lecture halls to over 80,000 people in the last 21 years. I think I know what I'm talking about. So let me start here, for real. Here's how you flunk out. First thing you do, treat college like it's high school. Do that. You will flunk so quick. You probably won't last the semester if you do this. There are so many things in high school that do not translate. You were the big man on campus in high school. Good for you. I wish I was. I wish I never was. You were super popular. So popular doesn't even exist in college or university. It doesn't. It's not a thing. There are so many people, not so many, but I see people spending so much time trying to be cool. That's a waste of your time. The first day of class is bizarre, at least to me. I see people dressed up like they're going clubbing. They must have spent hours just getting that way. There's no cool in college. And if there is, no one cares because it's not worth anything. So, here's another thing. Maybe you got away with a bunch of shit in high school that you're not going to get away with in college. We're not just trying to get you to absorb the information in our classes. We're trying to get you to learn to grow up. Here's one. I generally don't care what you call me in class. You can call me Professor McCarthy. Um, you can call me Matt. I don't care. At my school, everyone simply calls me McCarthy, and that's fine. But here's things you can't call me. And it's not that I care, but it shows how immature you are. Every now and then, hey, bro, those are the people that'll stop. I'm not that guy to say, no, it's Professor McCarthy. No, it's not. You can call me Matt. You can call me McCarthy. I don't care. You just tipped your hand. You called me bruh. And I'll always stop those people. Excuse me. Did you just call me bruh? What that tells me instantly is that you don't know how to talk to an adult. You're immature. And I'm going to talk about that at length in coming podcasts. You think that's cool? Maybe to your friends, but it's dumb. Don't treat college like it's high school. It's not. It's very different. Here's another one. Skip class. Please don't make the mistake of thinking I'm being sarcastic when I'm being frustrated. I'm not being sarcastic here. I'm being frustrated here. Here's the deal. Can you skip class in college? Yeah. Is anyone going to call you on it? Probably not. Not like high school where you have to go down to the principal's office. And it was like, tee hee, I skipped class. Good for you. Can you do that in college? All day. Now, do I take roll? This is something I'm very conflicted about. If I can do it, I probably would. I've looked at a lot of apps, but here's my frustration with it. I feel like I'm treating you like a middle schooler. Really? You're going to make me take roll. Really? I'm going to include that as part of the academics in my class, give you 5% bump because you actually came to class that you're paying tens of thousands of dollars to go to? So it's frustrating. I don't want to take roll. I don't want to treat you like a middle schooler. And I don't think I'm asking too much of you to come to class. But I can tell you, just a couple of skips, that will kill your grade so fast. Yes. And I always wonder who's going to be the first person every semester to email me. Dear Professor McCarthy, I couldn't make it to class. Undisclosed reason, blah, 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 blah. Did we miss anything important? Nope, not a thing. As a matter of fact, we saw that you weren't there today, and we decided to have marshmallows and s'mores. You missed it, and we sang Kumbaya. That's not sarcasm. That's frustration. Look, I get things come up in your life. Big things. Maybe you lose a family member. I'm not a monster. I will help you get through that. But if you're laying 200 yards away, let's say you're on campus in a dorm and you didn't make it to class, here's the other thing I always say. Couldn't make my 9 o'clock class? Come to my 10:30. Come to my noon. Come to my 1:30. Come to my 3 o'clock. Can't make it on that day? Great. Come tomorrow. I would totally encourage that. I've set my class up so when people say they skip class, I will call them on it and go, so you were unavailable for 4 days straight. That's what you're telling me. Oh, so you want to flunk out? Quick, skip class. Go for it. Here's the third one. Put things off. Now, I'll admit it. I have tick, tick, tickety, tock, tock, and it's addicting. I get it. Gaming is addicting. Brought your PS8 to school so you can game with people? Yay! It's a time waster. Unless, I guess, you're on the esports at university on scholarship. Put things off. The way to put things off is to continue to waste time. Your time. Nothing's going to make you feel worse than putting things off when especially it was stuff that you had under control, that you didn't have to do. You didn't have to TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat. Put things off. It will make you feel bad. Here's the other one. I've kind of had to pick one side or the other on this particular one. A lot of people get to drinking age. They get to 20, 21 at university. I get it. Don't. That's my answer. Don't drink in college. At the very least, don't drink on a weeknight. On a Tuesday night, what are you doing? This is a waste of your time. This is a bad path to go down. Don't do drugs. Some kid told you that Adderall, he can get you some Adderall. Oh, it'll really make you focus. Don't do it. You want to flunk quick? Drink and do drugs. Here's another thing, and I don't give a rat's ass what you think of me for saying this. I've run into this shit before, and it pisses me off. I've had class, and I've had people come in and go, I couldn't make it to class. Why? Because my sorority was going to fine me for missing Greek sing or whatever they were doing. I'm not against sororities or fraternities, but if that kind of stuff is getting in the way of your academics, drop it. If that stuff is forcing you to drink and do drugs, get out of it. And if you're really a responsible person, report it to the school, the dean of students. That shit's dumb. That shit is a quick path out of college. And let me give you the fifth one. Maybe this one doesn't seem as big as the other four, but it is. You want to flunk? Sit in the back. Go ahead. You're going to get distracted by your phone, texting, by whatever it is you're looking at, and not looking at the professor. Force yourself to sit in front. Oh, you're shy? Yeah, me too. You don't want the professor to call on you? So, worse things have happened. I can guarantee you. I've talked about it in past podcasts, and I will again. Sit in the front of class. So, I've told you 5 things. Here's where my frustration comes in. None of these 5 things are extraordinary. It's not like I'm asking you to jump over the Grand Canyon in a motorcycle through a ring of fire. It's not that at all. I'm just saying, these are 5 things that can knock you out of college so quickly. So, they're just my opinion. I get it. Hopefully you've lasted to this far out in my podcast. I have 25 to go, and I have some pretty cool ones coming up. I have guests coming up. So, I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.